Change your life today. Don't gamble on the future, act now without delay. Simone de Beauvoir. Have you ever sat in a quiet room, free of distraction, and found it strangely difficult to name what you actually want? Maybe you've noticed yourself going through the motions, working, talking, caring for others, but underneath, there's a hollow space where longing might once have lived. You eat a meal and don't taste it, scroll past images and stories, feeling nothing catch. People ask you, "What do you want?" And you pause, unable to form an answer that feels true. It's hard to explain, but sometimes you simply move through life as if you're standing behind glass, separated even from yourself. Wants and needs blur into routines and expectations, leaving you unsure whether desire is something you've misplaced or something you never fully owned. But Simone de Beauvoir saw this another way. She understood that to live is to participate, not merely to observe, and that our desires are both deeply personal and shaped by the world around us. De Beauvoir believed that sometimes we become disconnected from our own desires because, at some point, society began to speak louder than our inner voice. We are taught to put aside certain dreams, to smooth over inconvenient wants, to align with what is expected. In doing so, desire doesn't disappear, it just grows quieter, buried under layers of adaptation and fear. She saw these moments of disconnect not as failure, but as an invitation to meet ourselves again, honestly and without pretense. In her view, freedom was not the absence of barriers, but the courage to recognize and act upon one's own authenticity, here and now, in the midst of confusion. When we begin to see our disconnection as a signal rather than a flaw, curiosity awakens. We might start to ask different questions. Instead of demanding immediate inspiration, we give ourselves permission to move slowly. We pause in small moments, a walk outside, a blank page, a piece of music, and simply notice what stirs, even faintly. Gradually, we begin to distinguish between the wants we inherited from others and the desire that arises quietly from within. This gentle self-inquiry becomes a practice. Maybe you try wearing a new color or letting a single unanswered whim guide an afternoon. Maybe you let yourself say, "I don't know yet, but I'm willing to listen." These are acts of reclaiming your place at the center of your own life, not in grand gestures, but in quiet choices, again and again. If this speaks to something in you, consider subscribing. I'm building a quiet corner of the internet for people like us. People asking harder questions, healing deeper wounds, and finding their way forward. Drop a comment if you want me to explore something specific next. I'd love to hear your story. It's okay if clarity doesn't come all at once. Even the question, "What do I want?" is a form of presence and care. Each time you come back to it, you start to chart a different kind of map, one that doesn't rush for answers, but honors the slow unfolding of your own becoming. Thanks for giving this space in your day. You don't have to fix everything all at once, but you're here, and that's a beginning. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next one.